Hi everyone, it's Joanne. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to go over my 2020 December documented and show you what I've done so far, and also talk to you a little bit about having fun and not worrying about your December documented. This is only the second year that I've done one. I had so much fun last year. I wanted to do it again, but I know a lot of people get intimidated because there's so many great scrapbookers out there and they do like amazingly fancy things, and it's wonderful. I love watching the videos, but it can be intimidating and you don't want to get yourself stressed out. This is like a really, really fun project. So I want to go over a couple things. Sorry about the shadows. I did everything I could to get the lighting right, but it makes it so the pages don't glare, so you'll see a couple shadows for a minute. So some things, some ideas for your pictures. Now keep in mind, your pictures do not need to be like studio worthy. It can just be a picture of your cat, a picture of some food. It doesn't matter, okay? Don't worry about everything being perfect. So some ideas for your photos. You can do food, cookies, your pets, cats, dogs, whatever you have. Pictures of your presents that you wrap and give to people, and also presents that you receive. Take pictures of those too. Take pictures of your decorations once you have them up in your house. Especially take pictures of any new decorations that you bought for this year. That's always great. Take pictures of your friends and family that you can see at this time. Um, Take pictures of yourself scrapbooking, and take pictures of yourself making your December documented. I know myself, when I get my December Hip Kit Club subscription, I'm going to be really excited and I'm going to lay it out all over my scrapbox and I'm going to take a picture of it. And that's what I did that day. So just, it's your life, it's your album. Do what you want with it and don't worry about anything else but that. Um, I know on the 17th, I'm going to take a picture of myself and my husband because it's going to be our date night because it's his birthday. If we can go to dinner, great. We'll take some pictures for that. And then you can also take pictures of like Hallmark. Hallmark is really famous this time of year for their Christmas movies. I love them. I watch them every single day. So I'm going to have one or two pages in here about my favorite Hallmark Christmas movies from this year. So those are good things. All right, I wrote some stuff down so I won't forget to tell you. And then what you're going to need is you're going to need a 6x8 album. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Whatever you can pick up, whatever's in your budget. And Simple Stories has what they call snap page protectors. They're all different sizes, and you can get ones with 4x3s and 4x6s and 2x2s. There's a variety pack. You can get them at scrapbook.com, and they're very inexpensive. They're only a few dollars, and you get like 10 in a pack. I can link that below, scrapbook.com, just to help you out. I'm not affiliated with anybody. Grab your favorite Christmas collection scrapbooking papers. Use last year's. If you can't afford to buy new stuff this year, that's fine. Combine them. It doesn't have to be all the same collection. Mix and match stuff together. Take photos of everything you do in December, but remember, just because it happened on November 30th doesn't mean it can't go into your book. It doesn't have to be, this happened on December 1st, this happened on December 2nd. What I do is I tell my first story, my second story. If my second story falls on December 2nd, great. That's fine. But you can order them any way you want to, and you can make them be story 1, story 2. You don't even have to number them if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. The most important thing is to have some fun. Your book can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. You can put all kinds of really cool stuff in here, or you can just simply do page protectors and it will be perfect. Say, I'm at home with COVID, working from home. Our children are gone. I have grandchildren, but obviously they don't live with me. And we have pets. We both work. And what are we going to do right now during COVID? So there's going to be days where I have like nothing to do because I don't want to do something. So on a day like that, put some Christmas socks, those fluffy Christmas socks on your feet, grab some cocoa, and put your feet up on the table. with your cocoa and take a picture of that. Now, 9 times out of 10, your pet's going to end up in your lap. So you can take a picture of your pet sitting in your lap, holding your cocoa, and you can see your Christmas socks in the background. I mean, that would be a really cute photo. So just document anything that you can think of. And don't worry, there's nothing right or wrong. It's your book. Do whatever you want, okay? So I'm going to show you what I did and tell you what I'm using. And I'm up to, I think, 6, I think maybe 8. And then I'll do more as we progress through the month, okay? I have my little buddy with us today. I got him at a craft show. Isn't he cute? So he's going to be with us. He's so adorable. All right, so what I did is I got this 6x6 album, 6x8 album from Spellbinders this past summer. It was on like a major clearance sale. I think I either paid $3 or $5 for this album. I mean, you can't get a nice stitched album for that cheap. And it was it's silver. It probably looks gray in the video, but it's silver. And I was thinking silver bells, Christmas. That's fine with me. I don't decorate my cover because I put my books on a shelf. So if you had all kinds of embellishments on the cover, they would end up getting ruined with the book next to it. So I don't bother doing that. I do decorate the inside covers of mine though. So let's get going and I'll show you everything I did. Okay? If you have any questions or if I didn't tell you what something was, just leave me a comment below. I'm happy to answer you. So everything I use in here is probably 90% Hip Kit Club November 2020 subscription. Not sure if there's any left because it was all exclusive products, so there might not be. So again, use any collection that you want. Assume everything is Hip Kit unless I say otherwise. Okay, sound good? So my inside cover, I just took some paper and put it in the back, and then I made like a little pocket sleeve. I guess that's what you want to call it. Put some trim around it that I got from Michael's. Everything else on here is Hip Kit, except the 2 little stars are Bramble Fox, and I have some honeybee stamped gems on there. Everything else is Hip Kit. And then I made this sleeve. You can put anything in here you want. I've got a couple Christmas cards in here that I received this year. So I want to keep my cards, and I put them in here. You can put receipts in here, recipes in here, anything you want. A cute tag that a friend gave you, throw it in here so you can remember. Okay, so there's the first inside cover. I usually do a cover that will say December documented 2020, and I usually do that in a cut file. And I always use my Bramble Fox. I haven't received my December Fox box yet, so I haven't made my cover yet. So we'll do that in the next video, hopefully when my box arrives. Okay, so December 1st. For me, December 1st is always going to be about Little Bub. She's a famous internet cat, if you don't know. And this is the 1-year anniversary of her passing. And I really loved her. And they started, it's called Little Bub's Big Fund. It is a foundation to help pets, all cats and dogs, special needs pets that need assistance, and it's in her honor and her memory. So on this day, we ordered from the store, Little Bub store, some merchandise, got a t-shirt and a mask, I think, and we made a donation to the Foundation for Special Needs Pets. So this is always going to be my December 1st. So I used a piece of acetate from American Crafts. It's just got gold circles on it. And then all around the whole page, excuse me, from the circles, I put gold Nouveau drops. I had to do one side, let it dry overnight, and then I did the other side and let it dry overnight. So there's 2 Bramble Fox stars here, and this is interactive. I used my Crocodile, put a little eyelet there, and I cut this out with a circle die and then another circle die for the scalloped edge. And it looks like there's stitching on there, but that's the die. Okay, so this is interactive. You just go up with it, and I say 1-year anniversary of Little Bub's passing. I miss her. We donated and bought some merchandise for special needs pets. All right, so there's 1. Now 2, when you use acetate, you're going to want to do exactly the same thing on the opposite side that you did on the first side, so you can't see the back side of what you've done, if I said that properly. So again, wherever I put Nouveau drops on the front, I put Nouveau drops on the back. I did exactly the same thing with my Bramble Foxes on the front and the back, and this side is also interactive. I told the story. This is 2. This whole layout is 2. You can have each page be a day or a story, but this story was kind of big. This was the first day that my boy Remy felt better. He was extremely ill, and we didn't know if he was going to make it. So I told a little story about that. He's fine now, thank you. And so I just told about that. And here's him sleeping finally after a week from you know where, and $500 vet bill later, but that's okay. So I just told a little story about him being sick and recovering, and I took a picture of him sitting on my desk, and I put that little Santa cap on him with like a software. He didn't actually have a cap on. And that's my craft room. And then I finally was de-stressed and stopped crying, so I made my husband some cookies for when he came home from work. So just cookies on my stove in the kitchen. No big deal, but that's what I did that day. So there you go. So all this is Hip Kit. This gem here is from Hobby Lobby. Looks like I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there we go. Looks like little pieces of candy. It's cute. And then there's some honeybee stamped gems all around. I like blingy glitter stuff, so I did that. And one thing I do is when I turn the page, I don't like how my cards, or if they're not really, really tight in the page protector, I don't like them flopping around and coming untucked from the sleeve. So what I do is I actually take my mini stapler. I'll show it to you from Heidi Swap. You can get them from anywhere, so. This looks like this. It's Heidi Swap. And I'll staple once I do the other side. You can't do it until you're totally 100% sure you're done. And then I'll do the other side, and then I adhere the 2 cards together so they don't move around. And then I'll staple them together right through the page protector, and then I'll put an embellishment over the staple so you can't see it. And then on the back, I'll let the regular staple show because that looks cute. But the back of it, where the staple has the 2 prongs that come together, you could cut yourself, and I don't want to see it. So I'll just put a little embellishment right on top of my page protector to cover that up. Okay, so there's 2. Now story 3 is here. This is myself and 2 of my best friends. We went over to her house for the evening. We just needed a girlfriend night. No boys allowed. 50 years old, and I'm saying no boys allowed, right? Goofy, but that's the way it was that night. And we just had a couple beverages and laughed. We got laughing so hard that night we actually had tears running down our faces. So this was very much needed. So all Hip Kit except for Hobby Lobby right there, and some honeybee the little teeny gems throughout the entire book are all honeybee stamp. Okay, so I won't say that again. Everything else is Hip Kit Club. So this is a Pocket Life card from the club, and I just used their alphas. It said girlfriends, naughty or nice. I thought that was funny. Story 3, I did some journaling about us being together and took a couple selfies. All good. All right, now story number 4. I didn't do anything this day. I didn't want to do anything this day. It was I didn't have to work day, and I worked on my December documented. So I had all my Hip Kit out on the table. This table here that I'm videoing on. Excuse me, I have allergies. Not sick. And I took a picture of myself scrapbooking. And I'm obsessed with Jennifer Lopez, so not in a weird way. So I was listening to her music on YouTube, and I took a picture of my scrapbooking, and then her face was in the back, and I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. And then the same day, I found out that she launched JLo Beauty, which is skincare products by Jennifer Lopez, and that is totally exciting to me. To somebody else, they wouldn't care less, but for me, I was like, what? I need some of that. So this was my day 4. I scrapbooked. There's new stuff I want for Christmas. So I took this and put everything, and then look really close from the Hip Kit Club. And that's actually from Pretty Little Studio that was in the kits. It says, Santa, I was nice this year. Wrap it up. So there's her new beauty line that I must have. So that's day 4. And these are just 2 4x6 photos, trimmed down a little bit so I could use the pretty papers from the club. Oh, and one thing I did want to talk about is, hold on, let me get it. So I don't know what to call it exactly. This hole punch, hold on, let me get up close. It makes a little circle for your page, where the holes are on your page from We Are Memory Keepers. I have that. And then I'll take glitter paper and I punch the rings just to give it a little bit more security. Not that it really needs it, but it just looks cute. And then instead of being just plain page protector here, I take, when I cut the branding strip off my 12 by 12 papers, I always save them. And then I just use some AGT and adhere it to the side before I put that in, okay? So that's a nice little tip if you want to do that. It's okay to not do this too. It's just something I do. It means just more crafting and more pretty paper. So story 5 is here. This is in my craft room. And this is a big, huge window. My craft room is in the first floor basement type area. And when you walk up to the window, it's like chest level. And I leave this whole side here open because this is where Remy sits to look at birds and squirrels. So there's no point of putting anything here because he's just going to knock it over every single day. So this is where he sits. So I took that as a perfect opportunity to put this cute chipboard angel from the club on there. And I put a bunch of little gems all over her because it just looks so cute. And those are some decorations that I have up in my window. And these are important to me because, like, this was my sister's, this was my mother's. My mom made that, and both my mom and my sister have passed. So it's important for me to take a picture of that. And then down here is some new stuff I got. I got these little snowmen from Kohl's, and I got this cute birdhouse. It's got pretend snow all over. I got that from Hobby Lobby. And then here, and I just used some little alphas that said new decor. I got this picture frame from Hobby Lobby, and this was my sister's Santa Claus. All right, and then over here, this is the Christmas card I did this year that I made, and I sent out to everybody. So I wanted to document my Christmas card. So I put little pieces of paper, and I measured them to fit up with the binder, and just put some tabs on them. And so I could stick it in here and remember what I did this year. Let me see if I put my hand over the shadow. See the snowflake embossing? I did that through an embossing folder. And then I just made a tag with some twine. And then you open it up. And the only thing that my card said was Merry and Bright on the inside. But I put some embellishments on it just because it's in my album. And then I put 2020 card with the alphas. And then I took a picture of all the cards when I was finished with them before I mailed them out. And I put the picture inside my card. And this is like a little page. So on the back of it, I didn't want to leave it empty. So story number 6, my husband and I had kind of like a date day. We needed to get out of the house and be COVID safe. So we ran and got a couple Starbucks. And I just kind of wanted the cup so I could take a picture and put it in my album. Isn't that funny? But we were going to, I went to Joanne's really quick to pick up a couple things I needed. And we were picking up and dropping off at my girlfriend's house. And we got to my girlfriend's house. She had made us this tray of goodies. Yummy, yum. So look at that little sticker. It says yum. She made that for us. Isn't that yummy? So this is just a story about how we went on a ride. We got Starbucks. She gave us cookies. We dropped stuff off. And here's us drinking our coffee. So there's that. All right. So then the next story is still on the same day. So I made it be story number 7, even though it was the same day as the Starbucks. So for this one, I decided that I wanted to use the Snow and Cocoa collection because I have a lot of it in my stash from Tuesday morning. And I just wanted to use it. So here's me at Joanne's in the scrapbooking aisle with my mask on, my little bub mask. And then this is my girlfriend and her daughter that made us those cookies. And they're on their porch and we were on the sidewalk so we could exchange our things COVID safe. And then, like I said, I just used Snow and Cocoa for this whole page. And then up here is this little shaker card that I made with some stash sequins. And these little teal sequins, those are Prima Marketing. And I just made that little shaker. I think it's cute. I won't shake it, make you dizzy. And then on this side here is the bag that came with the collection. So, and I think I'm going to put like extra cards or any kind of Christmas memorabilia that I have. It's empty right now. Well, I lied, it's not really empty. And then I used the We Are Memory Keepers eyelets just to poke the holes in it and have it be more sturdy than just this little bag is. I decorated the bag a little bit. And then I used this cute paper clip that they have in the collection. So to keep it sturdy, because it's just one of those flimsy gift bags, I just put a piece of cardboard in it for now, just so I could turn it properly and not have it be all over the place. And then on this side, I didn't want to see the back of my grommet after you use your Crop-A-Dile. So I punched some of those little holes with the We Are Memory tool, and I just glued it over the top of the grommet so I didn't have to look at it. And I just decorated the back of the bag with Snow and Cocoa. And then this snowflake and this winter, those are my Bramble Fox pieces. I might actually go back in there with excuse me please, with some Tonic Studios glimmer paste and just do a clear glimmer paste to make those really sparkly and shiny. Okay, and then here I got this pom-pom trim. Look, I love it. It's so fun. It's so white. It's going up against my table. I got that at Hobby Lobby. And this is just a foundation page I made. It doesn't have a protector on it. And this is a card that I got this year from my college best friend. This is a card she mailed to me, and I loved it so much I made it be one of my pages. So I decorated the card, and the card had the off-white trim to it, and I used basil cardstock because it's very white. I think it's the marshmallow one. These very white pom-pom trims, and then some washi tape, and all these stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Bramble Fox. Okay, but the card was off-white ivory trim, so I did trim that off because the two whites next to each other was annoying me. So I left the card so you could open it so I could see it was from her. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully, if COVID isn't too bad, I'm going to be visiting her this month. We live about an hour and a half away from each other. So I'm going to take a picture with her and my two nieces, I call them my nieces, and put it in here after I go there. Now, if I don't get to see her until after Christmas, I'm still going to put the picture in here, okay? So it doesn't matter, like, when you do something. So that's all I have done so far. I'm going to work on it again probably the rest of this week. And I do have the week of Christmas off, vacation from work. So I'm pretty excited about that. I can't really go anywhere. So I'm going to scrapbook all week and watch some Hallmark movies. So this is just what the back of the page looks like. It's red basil cardstock. It's a deeper red than, it's looking orange in this video, but it's a beautiful Christmas red. And I haven't thought of anything to put back here. I haven't gotten that far. But what I did next is, we were on story, what were we on story over here? 7. What I did do, because I can take this and move it anywhere, so I haven't put a number on it yet. This might end up being December 30th because that might be when I go out and visit her. So I haven't numbered this yet because it's not done. I just felt like using my new pom-pom trim because it was so pretty. So my story 8, I just made this myself. I'm not sure. I might corner round this, make it look a little bit better. I just made it. I think it's like, I think it might be like a 5.5 by 7.5. And you always have to leave a good margin here to remember where you're going to poke your holes. I'm going to take this one right out of there. And I put the We Are Memory Keepers little grommets, and I put little teeny bling blings all over, if you can see those. And what I did was use the beautiful hip kit papers, and then I made a like 4x6 tag myself. I just I just cut the sides to make it look like a square tag. Put an eyelet in there with some twine. And this is what I did with my boy Bud. He was laying on the floor waiting for dinner, and my husband was getting the food dishes together, and everybody has to sit down and wait for their dish to be put down. So he was being a good boy waiting, so I ran over and put the Santa Claus next to him in the kitchen. So it's his Christmas photo. Isn't that cute? He has a big white patch right there. There's nothing wrong with him, just so you know. So I just did that. And then the other side, I have a picture of my boy Remy. He was just sitting in his bed in the window. And this back here is a doll that my mom hand crocheted years back. So I just thought it was a cute picture of him sitting there with the sun shining on him and my mom's doll on the back. So I just put that in there. And I'll be doing that. For all my pets, they'll get their own tag, but to save space, because your book can get quite bulky by the time you get done embellishing on day 25, I will do a tag for each one of my pets. So I just made this. It's just the paper from the kit, like I said, and then I put a different pattern paper on the front. I adhered it with AGT and glue on the two sides and the bottom, just a little pocket page. And when I get to this side, I will do the same and put another tag in here with pictures of some of my other pets. And this is what I was saying about the back of the eyelet. I think I keep calling them grommets. I don't like looking at that, and it's not sharp, but it could get stuck on something, so I'll end up putting something over the top of that. And this one I won't have to worry about because the envelope part, like here, will be there. Okay? And then another good thing about this is you can store what you think you're going to do next in your pages. So this is my back cover. And instead of doing a slant like I did in the front, I just did straight across, and then I can put more cards, memorabilia, recipes, anything you wanted in here. You can share memories from last Christmas. You can tuck something in there, like you know how you get your memories on Facebook. You can do a screenshot of that, print it out, and that could be a picture for the day too. There's another idea. This is all the papers that I'm going to use to make these tags. I didn't want to separate them because I want them to be the same color, the same size, so on and so forth. So I just tucking these in here for now so I don't lose them or they don't get combined with something else and I don't remember. And this is a picture I just printed out of my boy when I was having a piece of pie my friend made and a glass of milk. And it was just so cute. And I'm going to put this in here somewheres, so I'm saving it for later. But here's my back cover with some more Hip Kit Club exclusive papers and some trim. And these snowflakes are Bramble Fox with a Prima Marketing gem in the middle. And then, let me see, hold on. I'm going to try to maneuver this without falling. I can do the shadow. I'm trying to make it so the shadow's not there. Oh, there you go. Can you see the glimmer paste from Tonic Studio on there? Almost for a minute you could see it. I'm sorry about the glare. I did everything I can for the lighting. But anyways, so there's that. So this is where you can see what I was talking about. Let me take this out in case I don't explain things 100% clear. This, I use the branding strips for my paper, and this is what the page protectors look like. It can say, you know, Simple Stories, Becky Higgins, whatever I have laying around I use. And I just cover this up with that, and then I use my hole puncher and punch the holes back in. So you can only do one side at a time because you won't be able to see the holes to punch it through this strip of paper that you put down, okay? And you can use washi tape on here too. I would still use AGT on this and washi tape because washi tape tends to come up anyways, and it's definitely going to come up on the page protector plastic material. So I'm getting ready soon to do my Hallmark page. I have this really cool, I guess it's an acrylic piece coming in the mail from Colorcast Designs, and it says Hallmark movie right on it, and I cannot wait to get that. I'm so excited about that. But I went through the kit and I was looking for something else, and I found these holiday movies and Holiday Movie Fest and a little TV that they put in the ephemera pack. So when I found them, I just kept putting them in my Hallmark page protector so I wouldn't forget that I had those to use for that page. So that's all I have so far, you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope that you enjoyed the tips and tricks that I showed you and that we talked about at the beginning. If you need help, if you have any comments, ask me. I'm happy to help you. By no means am I saying I'm an expert at anything, because I'm not. But, if you need a scrappy friend to talk to, feel free to leave me a comment below, okay? And happy scrapping, and, try out a December documented and don't let it stress you. Just make sure you have a good time, all right? Thank you so much. I'll be back on again with the rest of the album. This video is about 30 minutes long. So thanks for sitting through this with me, and the other ones will be shorter, and I'll do a couple process videos about some pages I make too. All right, thank you. Happy holidays.